Welcome, everyone. This is the Best Damn Baseball Show here on Best Damn Sports. I'm your host, Ash, for today, previewing all the action for Major League Baseball on Monday, June the 9th. So go ahead and not waste any more time and dive right in. Leading off the slate of games for Monday will be the Cincinnati Reds as they travel to Cleveland for the Battle of Ohio at 6:40 p.m. on Monday night. And the times for all the games listed will be Eastern time. So you guys can do the math to figure out what time these are in your particular time zone. But like I said, we're starting off with Cincinnati at Cleveland. Wade Miley will be taking the hill for Cincinnati and Luis Ortiz for Cleveland. Luis Ortiz, man, he has just been dominating recently. He's pitching kind of like a frontline ace almost. In the last two outings, he's gone 11 and 2/3, only given up one run, struck out 12. And on the season, his xFIP is 363. So the last few outings, he's really been pitching well. And on the season, been a pretty productive pitcher for the Guardians as well. The Reds just coming off a sweep of Arizona, and they are back to 500. So a lot of positive momentum for the Cincinnati Reds. And Christian Encarnacion Strand over there at third base this weekend. He actually hit home runs in all three games for the Reds against the Diamondbacks. So a lot of momentum for him. Hopefully he can keep it going as he just came off the injured list recently. And the Reds want to see that keep going as they are trying to charge their way up into wild card and NL Central contention. But moving right along, we've got some of the news that I'm most excited about for today, and that's that Miami is going to Pittsburgh. Yes, you heard me right. I am excited about a Marlins Pirates matchup at 6:40. That game's going to be on FS1, and that's not the reason that I'm excited either, but it's Eury Perez Day. We have to celebrate, everybody. Eury Perez is back for the Miami Marlins. He'll be facing off against Mike Burrows of the Pirates. But Eury Perez is a guy that's kind of getting forgotten about, especially with the Paul Skeens hype. But 2 years ago, Eury Perez was thought right up along those lines as a starting pitcher and a prospect. He was a top 10 guy ahead of Jackson Merrill, ahead of Pete Crow Armstrong, ahead of James Wood in all the rankings. I mean, Eury Perez is dominant. He came out and had more than 10K per nine in his debut season before he got injured. I can't wait to see him toe the rubber for the Marlins tomorrow night. And that's going to be a game that I will not miss a pitch while Eury Perez is in the game. So looking forward to that. Speaking of Pete Crow Armstrong, the Chicago Cubs will be facing off against the Philadelphia Phillies at 6:45. Philadelphia just got swept over the weekend by Pittsburgh. Speaking of the Pirates, but we've got a really good pitching matchup in this one, and we've got Matthew Boyd facing off against Zach Wheeler, and Matthew Boyd is pitching like an ace right now. This is a guy that has a 3.01 ERA on the season, striking out more than nine batters per inning or per nine innings. Sorry. So he's looking like his 2021 self, and one can only hope this is a guy that's, finding that former glory and is going to continue pitching like an ace and be able to stay healthy for the Cubs' sake. The Cubs leading that division and playing really well on the year so far. But moving along, we've got the Tampa Rays and the Boston Red Sox at 7:10. Had all the no more Hunter Dobbins hype to talk about after he made those comments about the Yankees. The Red Sox can move along after beating them Sunday night and get to Tampa for a little series here in that AL East. Shane Baz will be towing the rubber for the Tampa Rays. And you got Brian Bale for the Boston Red Sox. Bale's got a 3.91 ERA on the season, so pitching maybe a little bit better than some of the people are giving him credit for. Not striking a lot of guys out after signing that big contract extension in the offseason. But Bayo has got a 3.91 ERA, so he's doing solid. And then you got Shane Baz with a 4.96 ERA. But Baz, man, it's good to see him pitching healthy, and hopefully he can continue to kind of get some of that status back that he had previously and lower that earned run average a little bit. But speaking of the highlight I want to touch on from last night, and that's Christian Campbell. Been struggling at the plate the last month or so, but Christian Campbell 2 for 3 last night with a home run and 2 RBIs against the Yankees. So that's great to see a young player like that starting to rebound from that slump, and hopefully this is something that provides a springboard into some positive uh, results for the Red Sox. Then you've got the Atlanta Braves are going on the road to Milwaukee at 7:40. Atlanta is coming off of being swept by the San Francisco Giants. They've had no luck against the NL West this year, being 0-10 on the season to the NL West. But on the hill, you've got Chris Sale for Atlanta versus Aaron Savali. Atlanta's 2-8 in their last 10, while Milwaukee is 7-3 in their last 10. So one would think Milwaukee has the advantage here. But thankfully for Atlanta, you've got Chris Sale on the mound, and Chris Sale has been a very good pitcher, obviously, for them this year and last year previously. Moving right along, you've got Toronto going into St. Louis at 7:45. Jose Barrios taking the hill for Toronto, and Andre Palante for St. Louis. Palante 3.72 xFIP with Jose Barrios a 3.67 ERA. So Palante maybe has a little bit better results than what his ERA may say, as indicated by that xFIP. Expected fielding independent pitching is what that stands for. Toronto is 8-10 in their last 10 and are currently in a wild card position. So Toronto definitely needs to capitalize on where they're at and keep that rolling, as indicated with their 8-2 record over their last 10. St. Louis right now is sitting one game out of the wild card. So this could be kind of a pivotal series for these two. Not that they're battling for position in the postseason since they're in different leagues, but anytime you're right around the fringes there, you got to keep winning. You can't win the division or a wild card spot in June, but you can certainly lose it by losing too many games and dropping games that against other competitive teams. Moving along, you've got the Oakland, or not Oakland anymore. You've got the Athletics traveling to Los Angeles to face the Angels at 9:30, and that'll be Jeffrey Springs versus Yusei Kikuchi. Jeffrey Springs kind of, mixed results on the year. Kikuchi has got a really good ERA at 3.23, but he's kind of doing that with smoke and mirrors a little bit, as he's given up more than 5 walks per 9 innings at 5.17. And his expected ERA, based on his pitching results, is 4.93. So he's definitely outplaying his actual, the way he's actually pitching. His results are beating the expectations there. Sorry, struggling to get it out and explain it. That's why I say Kikuchi's kind of been doing it with smoke and mirrors. You've got the Dodgers facing off against the Padres in what might be the series of the week right now. I say that because you got San Diego one game back of the Dodgers, and you've got Dustin May on the hill versus Nick Pivetta. So this is going to be a fantastic matchup tonight with those two. May with a 4.09 ERA, first full season back from all the injuries that he's battled, and Pivetta being his ace type self. This will be a really fun one to watch, and especially with the two battling for that division, with San Diego only being one game back. Another game that I want to point out, the last game on the schedule tonight, and that's Seattle versus Arizona in Phoenix at 9:40, also on FS1, like the other game that I mentioned earlier with Miami and Pittsburgh. So this is the second game of that doubleheader. But Emerson Hancock for the Mariners versus Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks. Merrill Kelly, I mean, the guy just keeps doing it no matter how old he gets. But a 3.43 ERA on the year from Merrill Kelly. Emerson Hancock's been very up and down. So that's not a very good sign right there for Seattle. Both of these teams have been scuffling. Arizona just got swept by the Cincinnati Reds. Seattle was 3-7 in their last 10. And prior to winning on Sunday, the Mariners had lost 5 games in a row, which dropped them from being in first place in the American League West to now 2.5 games behind Houston. So the Mariners desperately need to get off the schneid and rebound. Both of these teams are kind of going in the wrong direction. Arizona back in 4th place in the NL West. So this is kind of a pivotal moment for both of these teams. You don't want to keep dropping further behind. Seattle needs to rebound and get back into positive momentum as they chase down Houston now, 2.5 games out in the American League West. So let me know what your thoughts are on the games for Monday. Let me know which of these pitching matchups you are desperate to see. Which one is your favorite? Which series are you that is starting today? Are you really looking forward to watching? Do you agree with me on the fact that the San Diego and Dodger series may be the key series of the whole week as far as baseball fandom and as far as like a division race is concerned? Make sure you hit that like button under this video. This is the first time you've seen us. Hit the subscribe button because we'd love to have you back, and leave us some comments and let us know your thoughts on the slate of games today, as well as the series that are starting up. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.